Rev up your engines! Well, I'm on the way to Rhode Island. I stopped in my hometown, Niagara Falls, and as you can see, the falls is still flowing. It never stops. There's a little rainbow. But I do have to agree with Oscar Wilde, who said it would have been more interesting if it flowed the other way. And I got to stop here at the Erie Canal where it starts. We're visiting my mother. Say hi, Ma.
Hi.
But as for the city of Niagara Falls, well, it's seen better times. Mr. Rescue Mannequin says, I've seen better days. Well, at least you can say in Niagara Falls, they're ready for Armageddon. Woo! There's some thick steel here. So if mankind thinks they can tame nature, maybe we should think again. The trees will take over. Well, here I am in New York State, passing through on the thruway. Am I glad I left New York when I was 18? The vending machine dripped me off for $5, would not dispense water. The drinking fountains wouldn't even work. So New York State, and here I am on the way to Massachusetts at Betty Beaver's fuel stop. Yes, indeed. And here I am at my little house in Rhode Island. It may be a bit small, but it's cozy inside. But the backyard does have a great view of the ocean. And check it out. I got my own little Plymouth Rock here in Rhode Island. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. My new, perfectly clean, 2-car garage. Now, I know I lied to you years ago when I told you I was going to clean up my garage in Houston. Well, I never actually did clean it up at all. The bulldozer came and knocked it down. Now, I'm going to keep this one clean. I'm not going to make a cluttered mess like I did the other one, or so. That's what I think anyways. But then again, the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. And of course, when you go downstairs to my dungeon, what do we have? I'm setting up for all my car talks. Because I'm going to be the same as I always was. I'm going to answer people's car questions all the time, do live car talks, help everyone out. And it's kind of interesting. I got to say something about these New Englanders. This house was built in like 1967. The walls are super thick. The sound in here is fantastic. Well, at least it is when I turn off the dehumidifier, but it is a cellar, so that's running now. When I'm recording, I turn off the dehumidifier. And if you want to know what my view is, I'm looking at cameras and some giant lights. There is method to my madness. I'm wearing these shades partly so I can see. Those lights are really glaring. But if you want to have nice looking videos, hey, you need some light. You can't do it in a bat cave. Now, of course, I brought my giant scan tools and stuff with me. Instead of helping people in Tennessee, now I'll be helping people in Rhode Island and the East Coast. You got a problem you can't figure out? Hey, give me a shout. I'm here for 2 months. Check it out. You got a really interesting vehicle? Hey, bring it around. I'm always looking for something interesting to film. Because now I got a lot of space for a lot of cars. And if it's raining, I got a nice garage. Check it out, the garage even has nice screened windows. So really nothing's changed for what I'm doing, other than the view, which is quite remarkable. I can see why people go to Rhode Island. I'm here now for a while. And let me tell you, the people here in Rhode Island, they need help with their cars too, just like everyone else. Well, you know what they say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Well, I changed, but hey, my wife tells me she's still waiting for me to change. Maybe not such a great idea. Stick to what I know and continue helping everybody out. Live car talks Thursdays and Saturdays. Making 2 videos a day to help people out. When I find problems in cars, I'll tell you about it. You got a problem with your car, you tell me. I'm here to help. And here's some bonus questions and answers. Alan246 says, how do I turn off the security mode on my Honda Civic 1998? It won't start. When that stupid security light comes on, it goes to security mode, it thinks somebody's trying to steal your car. Let's hope you have another known good key. This is why I tell people, you got a car, make sure you got at least 2 good keys. Do like I do. Put it in a drawer that you know you put keys in. You'll know it's in that drawer. Try that. If it works, great. Then you just go to a locksmith and have them make you another key so you'll have 2. You never want to have just 1. Now, if it's not that, unfortunately, you either have to go to a mechanic and you'd have to have your car towed. Mechanics charge about $140 an hour, or find a locksmith. A lot of locksmiths work on those. And they'll either make you a new key or they'll fix the security system. They've got computers like me that work on just the security systems and keys of cars. And then they can either reprogram it or they'll say, okay, well, you need this module, replace the module, then reprogram it and you can go. There is no way to turn it off. It's part of the main system of the car. And they deliberately make them that way so that people can't steal the cars. And then if they do break, generally most guys will take it back to the dealer and they can make a lot of money fixing them. Pray it's just the key. Hope you got a good key somewhere you can try. Jaden Garland says, Scotty, I can hear clicking coming from my engine when I idle. It's an 06 Honda Civic with 142,000 miles. Okay, Hondas are unlike most other cars. Most cars, you don't adjust the valves. They got hydraulic lifters. They adjust themselves. And when they wear out and tick, you got to replace hydraulic lifters. Honda has mechanical adjusted valves. You need to adjust them at least every 80, 90,000 miles. If you've never had them adjusted, get them adjusted first and pray that nothing else is wrong. You could have a bad valve. You could have a bad cam, all kinds of things. But if you've never had the valves adjust them, get them adjusted now. It's the number one thing that people forget to do on Hondas because most other cars don't do it. And a lot of mechanics don't even know how to do it anymore. But have that done by a guy who knows how to work on Hondas first and pray it gets rid of it. Often it will. No, says Scotty, I got an 02 Chevy Tahoe. The ABS parking light is on. The running lights won't come on. It only has headlights. You've got some kind of computer failure. It is a Tahoe. I mean, I'm taking a guess here, but I work on enough of them. 9 times out of 10, it's a bad body control module, BCM. That's a computer that ultimately controls all that stuff. And when they break, that's exactly what happens. Now, of course, check the bulbs, check the switch, check your headlight switch. Maybe it's only sending power to the headlights and not to the running lamps. Check that too. From my experience of those, the body control modules often go bad and do just that. Trip all those lights too. Because if the switch didn't work, it wouldn't trip all those lights. Of course, it's GM. It could have more than one problem. It's what, 20 years old. It may have many problems. But I'm thinking BCM. Vicky K1 says, which car should I buy for $7,000? I want a used car, preferably a 06, 07 Prius or a RAV4. I want to spend $7,000. I want it 2 to 3 years without much repair and low maintenance. Priuses are great vehicles. The problem is, when they get to be older, the batteries cost a fortune. Replacing a generator on one of those is like a $7,000 job. Got to pull the engine and transmission out, replace the transfer case. Very expensive, right? And if you're talking about an 06, that's a 16-year-old car in car age. Things are going to go wrong. On the other hand, a RAV4 would be a much better one if you don't want maintenance. They're well made. They can last a long time. You don't want to mess with a hybrid that's old with a lot of mileage on it. But a RAV4 can go 400,000 or 500,000 miles. That would be a much better choice for you, especially if you don't want to deal with maintenance, because you get that Prius and you need maintenance. Say the generator goes out. You're spending $7,000 for a used one. You're going to spend $7,000 to replace the generator or something. I'd go with the RAV4 if I were you. Or, you know, I like Toyota Matrixes. I got an 07 Matrix. That's great. They're just basically a Corolla base, but put in an SUV body. And they're excellent vehicles, too. Chris598 says, thoughts on a late 70s Mercedes-Benz Unimog U17L truck? Well, yeah, those things are really cool. They're like something that you'd go on the moon with, right? Fully articulated suspension so they could go over all kinds of rocks. Armies used them. People that are exploring Antarctica use those kinds of things. They're really cool vehicles. And, you know, they had a solid Mercedes-Benz engine in them. There's no arguing that. All the ones I saw had diesel engines in them because most exploration and Army stuff, they use diesel anyways. But there's only one problem. It is the late 70s. You buy something like that, you better be prepared to do a whole bunch of work. The seals are going to rot and the brakes are going to leak. But they're so cool. If you want to buy one and fix it up, you'd be the only one on your block that's got a Unimog, that's for sure. And being a Mercedes-Benz, you'd be surprised. You can get a lot of parts for them still. Ross Kelly says, my brake lights only work when the parking and headlights are on. I got a Mazda 2003. Had the vehicle from new just recently. The brake lights only work when the parking or headlights are on. Let's hope at some point in time somebody changed bulbs back there, right? And I've seen this happen 1,000 times. If you put the incorrect bulb in, that's exactly what will happen. Because let's say you got a bulb that's got 2 dots on it and you replace it with one that has 1 dot, then it'll only work when certain things happen. Brake lights will only work when you turn the headlights on because then it's energizing power. I've seen that a zillion times. Now pray that's the case. Now if nobody's messed with them, then you got a short somewhere. Check the wiring to make sure that there aren't wires that are crossed and shorted out. And then pray it's not your body control module. That's a small computer in your car. It operates all the electronics. Headlights, taillights, all kinds of stuff, turn signals, windshield wipers. And if that gets shorted out inside, I've seen it where, yeah, that's exactly what will happen. Unfortunately, you'd have to buy a new body control module. They cost a lot of money. Then it has to be reprogrammed with a mechanic like me with tools because the swine make them that you can't just plug them in and drive away. They make them that you got to tag it to the dealer or a mechanic like South that has very expensive tools and reprogram it to work. Just another money maker for them. Pray it's just somebody put the wrong bulb in one of them. I've seen that 1,000,000 times. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.